Loved. I really enjoyed diving into this classic road trip genre from the beginning, driving across the US, classic rock music playing, the open road passing by, talks of the domestic life. It felt like a Sam Shepard play from the beginning. Talks of the marriage and children until the menacing crept in. And boy, did it ever. It was terrifyingly good in its performance by our lead actor, um, of someone truly off their rocker who has lost themselves, spiraling on this mission to destroy. I thought the pacing worked really well because it really just got into it once it had dawned on us. And I thought the ending was so difficult, but dramatically, the payoff was absolutely there. And my heart just sank knowing that this is something sometimes people go through. But yeah, full commitment for the performances, which I really appreciated and helped sell this piece fully.
I really liked Loved. I thought the performance by the both by all the actors were really great. The main dude really stood out. He really carried. I really felt he really brought the emotion, and I really felt the emotion. I really liked specifically. I want to shout out how y'all handled the blood. The squirting was just enough texture, just enough color to really feel it without it being over the top. So I thought that worked was a great choice. The story is really compelling, you know. It gave Breaking Bad, but like gone wrong. So yeah, I really liked it. Great job.
These reviews for Loved. This film is so realistic that it is even more terrifying. 100% plausible story with the internal monologue this individual is going through after a shocking situation that he's trying to process. His reaction is taken to the extreme, not cutting any slack. He just wants revenge, and it is quite scary. He's relentless on that. Great special effects. I enjoyed it a lot. It is quite terrifying.
Loved. This was a very intriguing short. I really did not expect a shocking ending. I really liked the escalation. The main character talking to a framed photo, trying to be, how can I say, try to keep it cool in the beginning, and then escalating and just promising to kill her, and then asking for forgiveness, and then threatening to kill her again until we found out that she's actually there in the trunk, and then we get to the final bloody ending. I think it was very a powerful short, and also quite scary, and quite terrifying. The main character interpretation is absolutely brilliant as well, and the choice, the direction, and the photography choice used are also pretty engaging. I think overall it was a very well done production. Congratulations.
Love does a very good job of raising tensions. That's the best word I can use to describe it. And I think it really excels with it through its use of ambiguity. Um, it tells its story out of order, and in doing so, it forces you to ask questions as it slowly drops more and more of this information, and it creates a very tense environment because you don't know the full picture, but you know that at this point our protagonist is very unhinged, the best way to explain it, and we just have a lack of information. We know that he has a partner. We know that he has a daughter, um, but there's a lot of uncertainties. While I was watching it, I kind of thought that that his wife was already dead, with how he kept trying to justify it and then kept saying that he was going to jail. But then was confused in the sense that he said he was going to rather than the fact that he already did the act. All to find out that this was a situation of an extreme reaction to adultery. Um, is adultery wrong? Yes, of course it's wrong. Do I think you deserve to be murdered for it? No. No. But I think that ambiguity also leads to the viewer to also make their own come to their own assumptions in the matter of there's a lot we don't know. Where were they in their relationship? Was he always like this, or was this one of those things where it caused him to snap? uh Personally, I feel like with the context that they give, it gives you a seed of a little bit of both in a sense. I do believe that in the acting and in the bits of dialogue, he did have anger issues that he was not addressing, and this incident was the catalyst that finally set him over the edge. Um, it's a very murky film. It's very tense, and especially because our protagonist is doing some very antagonistic actions. It leaves you conflicted, leaves you asking questions, both in the context of the scene and also morality. Um, and yeah, at the end of all of it, it was a very tense watch.
It's definitely a very interesting case of somebody making themselves the hero of their own story, and how bad people who do bad things don't think of themselves as bad people. You know, we definitely get into the rationale of this guy's head, and how everything he's done, killing two people and eventually killing himself, just seems to be okay to him. You know, he's rationalized it all out. His anger seems to have made it all okay, and he's got a warped sense of love. You know, the title really works for love, for better or for worse. You know, what that has to do with is what he thinks is love, his definition of it, which is, you know, really warped and terrible. But it's a horror movie, so horror thriller. So there you go. It's got to be warped and terrible. So yeah, good job by the performers. It was nicely shot, nicely edited, well written. Just a really good use of music, and score was great. So yeah, excellent work. Good luck with this. I hope it gets out there and gets seen.
Till death do us part is the common phrase brought upon time and time again within this short. Through the use of our leading man, you can tell from the way he presents himself that there's something a little bit off about him. I notice his hands are dirty, literally a layer added from the hair and makeup department. He spends his time talking to a photo of her as the story unfolds as to how did we get to this particular moment in time, alluding to the possibility that this girl might be dead, all thanks to a hero prop. This dives into the world of monogamy, adultery, betrayal, and ultimately a murder-suicide pact made upon the words of I do. Most of this story is told with minimal location moves, although I am curious as to why they decide to tie her up and drive her to another location when ultimately the lead actor is only going to finish what he started. It doesn't ever waver that he's struggling with this premeditative decision. The shot of the neck gag is pretty sick. I feel the credits could have started rolling at the sunrise or have the bodies with the sunrise. Don't think including both of these shots here were entirely necessary. This ending sequence is interesting, showing off the crew members, photos of them. That's not something you typically see. I'm just kind of curious as to why they left the lead actress out of this portion. She's the only one I would have added on to it.